This video is an introduction to fractions and their comparison. There are many different numbers. You are familiar with natural numbers, whole numbers, and maybe integers. You will, if you get an opportunity, learn about many different numbers. There are fractions, decimal fractions, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, complex numbers, quaternions, periodic numbers, and so on. You will come across some or all of them as you know more and more about mathematics. A fraction has two parts. One is called the numerator and the other is called denominator. The two parts are differentiated by using a slash, as in 2/3, or a bar, as in 2 bar 3. The number 2 is numerator and 3 is the denominator in our example. The separator is called the fraction bar. 2/3 or 2 bar 3 is read in many different ways. 2 over 3, 2 on 3, 2 up on 3, 2 by 3 are some common ways of reading 2/3 or 2 bar 3. If for a fraction, the GCD of numerator and denominator equals 1, then we say that the fraction is in the simplest form. Denominator is never 0. Fraction in simplest form is also called the value of the fraction. Two fractions with the same value are called equivalent fractions. 4 over 6 and 2 over 3 have the same value, or 4 upon 6 and 2 upon 3 have the same value. Sometimes we can read it this way also. 4 by 6 and 2 by 3 have the same value. Two fractions, a over b and c over d, have the same value if a times d equals b times c. 4 over 6 and 2 over 3 have the same value as 4 times 3 equals 6 times 2. There are infinitely many fractions with the same value. Can you decide if 2 over 3 and 6 over 8 have the same value or not? Fractions with the same value are called equivalent fractions. An example is 1 over 2, 2 over 4, 3 upon 6, 4 by 8, 5 over 10. These are all equivalent fractions with value 1 over 2. For fractions a upon b, c upon d, or a over b and c over d, the products a multiplied by d and b multiplied by c are important. They are used to define the ordering of fractions. A over b is greater than c over d if a times d is greater than b times c. An example is 3 over 4 is greater than 2 over 3, or 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 3, as 3 times 3, which is 9, is greater than 2 times 4, which is 8. Note that n by n plus 1 is always greater as a fraction than the fraction n minus 1 by n for each natural number n. So n must be a natural number, and you can check it yourself. If the numerator is same, the fraction with larger denominator is smaller. if denominator is same, the fraction with the smaller numerator is smaller. This is a powerful tool for comparing fractions. This fact. Let us compare 103 over 307 and 1204 by 3610. The usual tool for comparison will need us to multiply the numbers 103 multiplied by 3610 and 307 by 1204, which are large enough numbers. Instead, if we observe that 307 equals 103 times 3 minus 2, which is same as 103 times, when we take out common 103, 3 minus 2 over 103. And similarly, 3610 equals 1204 times 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1204 times in bracket 3 minus 2 over 1204, bracket complete. The two fractions 103 over 307 and 1204 over 3610 become 103 over 103 multiplied by in bracket 1 minus 2 over 103, which equals 1 over 1 minus 2 upon 103, and 1204 upon 1204 times in bracket 1 minus 2 over 1204, which is equal to 1 over 1 minus 2 upon 1204. Now note that 1 minus 2 over 103 is smaller than 1 minus 2 over 1204, that is 1204, because now the numerator for 2 upon 103 and 2 upon 1204 is same 2. So we are subtracting a smaller number when we are subtracting 2 upon 1204 from 1. So the number 1 minus 2 upon 103 is going to be smaller than 1 minus 2 upon 1204. It means that the first fraction, which was 1 over 1 minus 2 upon 103, this is going to be larger. We will cover operations on fractions in subsequent videos. Subscribe to the channel and keep learning.